So in my last video, I showed you guys the outside of this thing. This two-player computer space, released in 1973. There's only a few hundred of these ever made. But I really wanted to show you what was inside of this cabinet. When I say this arcade has no processor, no RAM or ROM, most people don't know what that means, so let me show you. This entire game runs on discrete, hardwired circuits. There's no software, there's no code. Everything happening on the screen, every moment, every collision, every point scored is happening because of these physical circuits right here. Back in 1971, when this thing was released, computers were crazy expensive. We're talking about like $4,000 for a basic mini computer and $120,000 for something like a PDP-1. That's the computer that ran the original Spacewar. It's not economically feasible to put a $100,000 computer into an arcade cabinet and charge a quarter a play. You'd never make your money back. So Nolan Bushnell sat down at the drafting table. He hand drew some circuit schematics to make a game using only hardware. Back then, there was no CAD software, no design tools. He did it with just pencil and paper and a lot of trial and error. See these diodes, the way they're arranged in the circuit board? They make the shape of a spaceship. Nolan Bushnell laid out the circuits to look like the rocket ships from the game. He did this on player 1 and the player 2 boards. He did this to make debugging easier. If a pixel goes out in the screen, you can look at the board and immediately see which diode controls it. What you see in front of you is the player 2 board. Now here's what the player 1 board looks like. Here you can clearly see the outline of the ship. As you can see here, this two-player version has 4 main circuit boards. The original computer space had 3, but when Nutty made the two-player version, they had to add a 4th board for the second player. There's a board for player 1, a board for player 2, a motion board, and a SyncStar board. This board handles all the movement and video timing. Now I would like to pull out each board individually and give you a better look, but I don't want to break a 50-year-old museum piece on camera. Now the monitor. This is a 13-inch black and white TV, just a basic consumer television. You can see here that they basically just shoved the TV in here, and what you're seeing are vacuum tubes. Back in 1973, solid-state TVs did exist, but they were more expensive, so Nutt & Associates used whatever was cheap and readily available. These guys were using their imagination to create an entire industry from scratch. Here's the bottom of the monitor. From here you can see it's basically just a black and white TV with the back taken off. All the original labels are still here and in great condition. This label shows you the TV settings, the contrast, the brightness, the sound, vertical hold. Here we have the power supply and the coin counter. And the coin counter still works. If I drop a quarter in this thing, it'll still increment. Now here's the underside of the controls. And here you'll find another hand-drawn circuit board. So that's the inside of a two-player computer space. This machine represents a specific moment in history where video games existed as a concept, but the technology to make them affordable didn't exist yet. So engineers like Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney just figured it out. They hand-drew circuits, hardwired logic gates, and built something completely new from scratch. So computer space was a commercial failure. This two-player version sold less than the previous one-player version. And most people don't even know this version exists. But valuable lessons were learned here. Keep games simple, make them accessible, and make them easily understandable. I made this because I could not find a single video that showed the inside of one of these things in detail. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see a walkthrough of the outside of the cabinet, check out my other video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. I plan to post a video of the gameplay soon, so check it out.